5 News. I am Ron Burgundy. Today, our story is on the genocide that happened in Rwanda. This all began in 1916 when Belgium was given power in Rwanda and split up all the people into two groups, the Hutus and the Tutsis. They gave out identity cards so people could identify if they were Hutu or a Tutsi. The hatred began when Belgium gave the power of the country to the Tutsis because they thought they looked more European and thought they were natural-born leaders. The Tutsis denied the Hutus of higher education, land ownership, and positions in the government. The Hutus made up 85% of the people. Now I'm going to throw it over to Brian Fantana, who is going to tell you more about this story. In 1959, the Hutus revolted and killed over 20,000 Tutsis. Because of this revolt, Hutus finally took over the rule of the Tutsis in 1962. They then elected Grewa Kayibanda as their president. He made everyone keep their identification cards so he could know who to get revenge on. Years later, on April 6, 1994, President Habyarimana was on his way to make peace with the rebel Tutsi forces when his plane was shot down by his own people. Within hours, war broke out in the country. The word war was used as a cover for the genocide. Hutus used many forms of genocide, such as assassinations, death lists, hate propaganda, demonizing civilian militias, and rape. For 100 days that this lasted, April to June, over 1 million people were killed. They were killed by machetes, garden tools, guns, and knives. Officials in France, Belgium, the USA, and people from the UN all knew about this genocide, but did not step in because they said it was acts of genocide, not real genocide. On June 15th, 1994, France finally intervenes and sets up the humanitarian zone. On July 4th, 1994, the genocide finally ended. 2 weeks later, a new government was set up. All the countries that did not intervene apologized for not intervening after the genocide was over. What was the most shocking thing you learned about this while you were researching Rwanda?
It has to be the number of people that were killed. I just can't believe 1 million plus people were killed and no one wanted to step in until the end of the genocide that had already been going for 100 days. Think of the lives we could have saved. We could have saved over 1 million lives. Those people who we could have saved are now dead. I feel bad for those families and people who lost loved ones.
Please tell us what the most interesting thing was that you learned about?
People who were killing. It wasn't like the Holocaust where only the Nazi soldiers were killed. It was random civilians because they were being given out machetes and knives and garden tools just on the side of the road. They would go over to their neighbor's house who they've known for years and maul them with a garden tool. I found this very interesting that friends would turn on friends like this.
What's a lesson that the world should learn from this awful thing that happened in Rwanda?
It is when there are acts of genocide, the rest of the world should step in and help with the struggling country, not take all of their troops out of the country and say good luck.
While you were studying this topic, did you like it? Why or why not?
Researching and learning about this topic because it was a very big thing that happened in the history of the world. Some of the stuff was very hard to take in, and I thought just, wow, this really happened. This would be a topic to teach to older kids, though, because of the graphic stuff that did happen. But this made me realize how good that I have it in America.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Channel 5 News. I'm Ron Burgundy, and I'll see you next week when we talk about cute kittens. Thank you. Stay classy, San Diego.